Hi, welcome to Cooking Light and Eating, welcome to Cooking Fast and Eating Light. I just mixed that up. So we don't really want you eating fast. We want you eating light, but we want you cooking fast. So welcome. My name is Judy Matusky, and I am a registered dietitian, and I am also a culinary nutritionist. And I'm happy to be with you here this afternoon. We're going to cook an amazing chocolate chia pudding, and I can guarantee you that you are going to absolutely love this recipe. There are a lot of chia seed puddings out there. I've tried many. This is absolutely my favorite one. It comes from May I Have That Recipe, which is a blog that I follow pretty frequently, and it's just a great recipe. So we're going to just take a few minutes and we're going to put it together. With our 5 ingredients or less, this is going to come together very quickly, and I'm just going to show you how I do it. All right, so let me just go over a little bit about the ingredients that we're going to use. So of course we're going to use chia seeds. We're going to use some cocoa powder. We have our almond milk. We have some dates, and we have some vanilla. And that's going to create this incredible, creamy, chocolatey pudding. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do, I'm just going to move a few things out of the way just so that we have a little bit of room. First thing you're going to need is you're going to just need a 4-cup measuring cup, because we're going to be mixing some things in that. So we're taking our chia seeds, and it's really just a 1/4 cup of chia seeds. So we're going to just measure those out. And chia seeds are amazing little tiny nutrient superheroes. I know we hear a lot about chia seeds, and you might already be using them. If you're not, please consider using them. Chia seeds are just incredible for the nutrient power, because they are very high in fiber. You know, just a couple of tablespoons gives you almost half the amount of fiber that you need in a whole day. And they're also very rich in calcium, which I think is a little unusual for some seeds. So that is a really nice nutrient bonus. So we're adding the chia seeds, and now we're going to also add a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder to the measuring cup. And cocoa powder, you can use a Dutch process, which is a little lighter. That's what I have here. The more natural cocoa is just a little bit stronger, and it has a little bit more of a bitterness to it. So you can use either one. I just am using the Dutch process. So we're going to mix the cocoa powder and the chia seeds together. So just give that a little whirl here in your measuring bowl or your measuring cup. And then we can set that aside. And then the next thing that we're going to do is you do need a blender for this recipe. It doesn't have to be a powerful Vitamix. This is going to blend up easily in almost any blender. If you have a NutriBullet, that could work just as well too. So you definitely need that blender. So in the blender is where we're going to kind of put all of this together. All right, so let's talk a little bit about milk, or milk, I would say, in the plant world. So this is almond milk. The recipe did call for almond milk, and I stayed with that. Nutritionally, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of almond milk because it doesn't really provide a lot of nutritional value, other than the fact that they do add some calcium back in, and they do put some vitamin D in. It's really very low in protein. So 1 8-ounce glass of almond milk is only going to give you 1 gram of protein. It's nice because a lot of people like it because it's a little lower in calories, it's lower in carbs, and if that's something you're concerned about, then certainly almond milk can be a good fit for you. But nutritionally, I would actually prefer to use a non-fat dairy cow's milk or soy milk. So soy milk would be a better option even than almond milk, because the protein is equivalent between the dairy and the soy milk, which is about 8 grams of protein per 8-ounce serving, where we're only getting 1 gram from this. This chia seed pudding, though, you can use this in a lot of different ways. If you want to make it for breakfast, I would definitely maybe consider the soy milk if you want to go non-dairy, because we want that extra protein, or do a dairy milk. But if you're going to make it for dessert, and you want it to be a little lighter, then I think the almond milk can work really well. I have an unsweetened, and we definitely want unsweetened almond milk for this. I have vanilla. You don't need it because we're going to add vanilla. So just a plain unsweetened almond milk will work really well. We're going to pour in 1.5 cups into the blender. All right. So there's one. And this makes about 3 servings, depending on, you know, the size of the serving. But I think 3 is pretty adequate for, you know, a dessert or a breakfast. So we're going to add the milk, the almond milk. And now we're going to add some dates. So if you're not using dates as an added sweetener, I would really consider it. They're absolutely delicious. Gosh, I'm struggling with this lid. They're absolutely delicious. I took some of the seeds out of these, but these are medjool dates. There are different types of dates, but I just love cooking with medjool dates. They're just juicier and softer and really yummy and sweet. So that would be my preferred date. So we're gonna add 6 medjool dates to our blender, and dates are just a really great way to add sweetness to whatever you're cooking, whether you're, you know, making brownies or whether you're making oatmeal. They're just wonderful as an added sweetener, and as opposed to sugar, which again, nothing wrong with adding a little sugar either, but when you're adding something like a date, this is a real fruit, a whole fruit. Dates aren't dried fruit. This is what dates look like. So you're getting the whole fruit, and with that, a great source of fiber, and also a really great mix of minerals that come with dates. So that's just a nice way to increase the sweetness and then get some nutritional benefit with it. All right, so we have our dates, we have our soy milk, we have our almond milk, and now it's just a teaspoon of vanilla extract to give it just a little bit of a boost in flavor. Now it's just blending this together, and I'm gonna apologize because it's gonna be a little bit loud because these Vitamixes tend to be on the loud side. So I'm gonna blend this up, and we want it to get really nice and smooth. So let me just get this on, slowly bring it up. So you're gonna wanna blend it for a while because we do want it to get nice and smooth. So the texture is gonna come from the chia seeds as they plump up in the liquid. But we really want these dates to be really well blended. So I am gonna put it on high. So just bear with me for a few seconds as I do it. All right, so we got this really. All right, I can see, yeah, you might see my dog Sesame walking behind me. All right, so here it is all blended up. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this out of your blender, and we're gonna go back to our measuring cup, and we're pouring it in. All right. So chia seeds have this incredible power of incredible ability to absorb liquid. So they can absorb about 10 times their weight in liquid. And if you worked with chia seeds before, I think you are well aware of that. They really do plump up. And the fiber in chia seeds is really nice because it's a soluble fiber, and that's what makes it kind of gummy, you know, and it gets that texture to it. But the soluble fiber is something that really helps to lower cholesterol, and we tend to not often get enough soluble fiber in our diet, so this is a nice way to add it and get it in. All right, so I just swirled that around just to get the cocoa powder up out of the bottom of the glass bowl, and now I'm just going to switch over to you're going to want to use a whisk for this because you do want to get it nice and smooth. So we're just, you know, you're trying to break up the idea here is just to be breaking up the cocoa powder. And the cocoa powder, you know, it's something that sometimes I think we don't think about using it maybe as much as we should. If you really love chocolate, cocoa powder is really just the cocoa solids. So there's really, they're nutritionally not a lot there. Some phytonutrients or some plant chemicals that could be antioxidants and beneficial, but it just depends on how that cocoa is processed. But what it does do is add just a great richness, that chocolatey richness, without adding extra fats or calories if that's something that, you know, you're really, you know, concerned about. All right, so we're really mixing this all up. And that's about it. We've got it all nicely blended. All right, so I'm just gonna put this in the sink. So here we have the chia seed pudding. And then what you'll wanna do is just get some glass jars with lids, ideally, and because this makes a great grab and go. So if you want this for breakfast, again, making that, I would make it with either regular cow's milk, like a non-fat cow's milk, or do a silk type of soy milk for that, so you can boost that protein a little bit. But we're really just gonna take it, we're gonna pour it into the glass container. And then, like I said, with a lid, this is gonna just pick up and go with you if you need to grab something as you're running out the door in the morning. All right, so this is enough for 3. So I have 2 glass jars right here, so I'm just gonna fill up the 2. But what I made some of this last night, so I wanted you to see it as it thickens up. So right now it's actually, it is a little thick, but it's gonna take several hours in the refrigerator for it to really firm up so that it becomes more of a pudding texture. So we're gonna put the lids on this, and I'm gonna pop these in the refrigerator, and I'll probably use these tomorrow. But I made some last night. Now last night, let me pull these over for you. I used a different, I have 2 cocoa powders here. One is just a Hershey's dark chocolate, and this is just a lighter cocoa powder that I picked up at a different store. And last night I made this one with the dark cocoa powder. So this is pretty dark and rich. You can really see it's really chocolatey. I want to just show you the texture and how thick it gets. See, it really gets like an amazing creamy and thick chocolatey pudding texture, which is really what you're looking for. It's really lovely, I'm telling you, this is great. So a great dessert, great snack, great breakfast, but to make it even better, if you have some fresh berries, what you can do, let me just grab a spoon, what you can do is just top it with some fresh berries, and if this, again, makes just such a really pretty dessert. So little berries on top, and then, if you want to, you've got a couple options here. You can top it, if you want to stay non-dairy, you can use like an almond ready whip, or you can use just a regular whipped cream. It's just a little bit to give it something, a little added special touch at the top. So here you have this amazing creamy chocolate pudding. That again, it is dairy-free, if that's something that is a concern for you. If not, then go ahead and use regular milk. If it's gluten-free, so that's fantastic for any of you that needs to really cut gluten out of your diet. And there's no added sugar, which is what's amazing to me, because those dates are a natural way to bring sugar and sweetness into something with some extra nutrients. So it's just a win-win-win all the way around. All right, so that's our chia chocolate pudding. If you are interested in more recipes, just jump over to our recipe blog at judymatusky.com. We put up recipes every week. You might want to just like and subscribe while you're over there so that you'll be made aware of when new recipes are getting posted. And also, if you want to check out this particular recipe, we will be putting that up on the blog just within, later this afternoon. So this recipe will be available for you, so you can print and you can download. All right, so absolutely go make this. I am telling you, it's simple, fast, easy, and you are going to absolutely love it. So enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.